All right, welcome to the final Pat's Pulpit mock draft show of the year. I am your host, Ryan Kieran. With me, as always, is the lovely Keegan Stiefel. Keegan, how we doing tonight, pal?
Doing good. We're tired. We're ready for the draft to
Very
come.
tired. Yeah.
Very excited to do this, for the final time.
Final mock draft show, but Keegan, we have a big show coming on Thursday, right? We're gonna be doing a live stream starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever we're in right now. We're gonna be live for the first, before round one, taking you all the way through round one. It'll be me, it'll be Keegan, it'll be Brian Phillips, it'll be Pat Lane. It might be some special guests. Who knows? We'll be talking up, breaking down every pick as it comes in, talking about what it's going to be like for what we're hoping for the Patriots as the night unfolds. Just hanging out. It'll be a swell time. So right wherever you're watching right now, you'll be able to watch that as well. So make sure you don't miss it.
And if you were there last year, it's going to be fun. It's just hanging out with the fellas. Everybody's calm. Not too much prep work's going to go into it. We're all just going to relax and watch some NFL draft. There's nothing better than that.
Everyone was very accurately hyped for Mac Jones. We all saw what the future held for him as they were drafting him. No bad takes to go back and see from last year. So
I famously was very happy with the pick.
Mhm.
Wasn't upset about any other quarterbacks getting sniped or anything. So it should be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. But tonight we have to get through the final mock draft show of the year first. So what we are going to do is Keegan and I have assembled our top 5 big board for the for the Patriots first round pick, 21st overall. We tried to keep it mostly realistic. I think we both kind of looked at it with like one pick that one reach kind of wish list guy that we don't actually expect to be there, but could. There's a real life world where he could be there. And then we had a few that were like, people who were expected to be there. And then we had someone who might be like the fallback option, if they need to trade back potentially, or if they could trade back and still get potentially. And then we are going to build a big board with chat, and that one's going to be 10 deep, but it's going to be the same concept for the Patriots first round. And then we will do a 7-round mock draft where we're drafting for the Patriots. We'll be looking for trade opportunities, trying to build out the perfect and most accurate Patriots mock draft. So let's get into it, and we'll start with Keegan's big board. So Keegan, talk about who you had first overall, and I have the graphic up. I'll show it as you're discussing it. Who is your number one wish list on the big board for the Patriots?
I feel like if you put Jordan Davis on this roster, then the defense becomes, like top 5 again. I tried to think, what player could you put on the Patriots roster right now and have him affect the overall kind of well-being of the team? And I think that player is Jordan Davis. He's a guy where you're going to be able to, day one, stick him in the middle of your defense. All the puzzle pieces kind of fall into place from there. You can have Barmore. You can move him outside a little bit more. 4-5 tech. Judon can do what Judon does. The linebackers, probably the weakest point of the defense right now, other than corner, which we'll address later. It makes their jobs a lot easier. You should be able to kind of fill out all of your sub-package groups based off of that, because there's going to be open up snap counts for people. I just think he would be super fun to watch, and I don't care about what anybody else thinks. I want to have fun when I watch the Patriots, and he would be very, very fun.
I also want to have fun when I watch the Patriots, and that is why my first on my big board is no surprise to anyone who's seen me on Twitter or on this show the past few weeks. Fellow Georgia Bulldog, but a linebacker, Nakobe Dean. Kobe Dean is a top 3 player in this draft, ignoring positional value. And it sounds like he's not even going to be a first round pick, like maybe a late first round pick. Is it mind boggling to me? Linebacker is a bit of a devalued position, but that's the type of guy that you still take in the first round all day, every day. If he's there at 21, if they can trade back and get into Kobe Dean, pants are coming off, folks. He is a phenomenal player. He provides the athleticism and the instincts and the youth at the second level that the Patriots desperately need. He'd be an absolute stud in New England. There's nothing more I can say. We've talked about it enough. Nakobe Dean, no matter what.
Yeah, these are two guys that I feel like we've kind of pile driven
absolutely
our top guys into the ground. So people knew where we were going to go with the first ones, I feel like.
Absolutely. And the rest of our lists are actually relatively similar. But I will pull yours up on the board now, Keegan, and you can just run through 2 through 5 for me.
All right, I've got Andrew Booth Jr. I think he's going to be the top cornerback available at 21. I think he's a guy where there's a realistic shot he ends up being like a top 5 corner in the NFL. He's got everything you look for. It's just whether or not he can apply it and continue to improve. Trevor Penning at 3. He's a divisive guy, I've learned. I didn't think he was as divisive as he ended up being, but I think there's a high ceiling there with him. And since you're looking for a tackle 2023 and beyond, not necessarily this year, he's probably the pick at 21. Not probably the pick at 21, but as a tackle, if that's the option you want to go, he's the guy. Zion Johnson, the one spot where you don't have an actual starter is at guard. Zion Johnson could walk in and immediately become one of your best offensive linemen and fill things out. And then Kaiir Elam, I think he's a little bit lower than Andrew Booth Jr. on my board. But I wanted to get 2 cornerbacks on there because I think cornerback is so important, and they need it so bad. So those are the 2 cornerbacks. So I got Davis, Booth Jr., Penning, Johnson, and then Kaiir Elam.
And then I was remarkably similar here. I had Nakobe Dean at 1. This Jameson Williams is my reach. I don't expect him to be there, but he's the one position I've been vocal about. I don't believe that wide receiver is as big of need at this point for the Patriots as many others seem to think, especially in the first round. I don't think the value's there. I don't like this class enough where I'd want them to be spending those resources. Jameson Williams is the exception to that. I think he's a stud. If teams want to pass on him because he tore his ACL, which really isn't like a limiting injury anymore, and he might not play until October this year, like send him my way. I will gladly eat that up if there's a world where he slips to 21. Andrew Booth is my 3rd. He is my top cornerback. Corner, I think, is the position that realistically they should be going in the first round unless a Nakobe Dean or Jameson Williams falls. And if you take out Derek Stingley, who's not going to be there, Andrew Booth is my CB2. And I think he is like a perfect Patriots fit in terms of what he can provide and what the Patriots like doing with their corners. Zion Johnson, we talked about it we've had some conversations on Twitter. It's real hard to justify the positional value in the first round, but Zion Johnson is a menace. Absolutely. Like that he's Shaq Mason, like as a rookie coming into the league. I think that Zion Johnson is going to be a all-pro potential guard in the league who is a day 1 starter. And then Kaiir Elam is also my 5th. Again, similar to Andrew Booth, I think that he has a lot of traits that the Patriots like in their corners. He's a bit of a bigger guy, so depending on where they want to go there, that might work better. They got some smaller corners on the roster right now anyway. And he's someone, in our first week, we were able to trade back and still get him at 27, which isn't an unrealistic scenario in real life either. So that would be an ideal, if someone wants to come up and you get an extra day 2 pick or something like that, and then you still get Kaiir Elam, that's a win of a draft.
Yeah, that's kind of the dream scenario right there. You get a potential number 1 corner plus more draft capital.
Yep. So we had, 3 guys, 3 of the same guys, Booth, Zion, and Kaiir. Zion Johnson, Kaiir in the same spot for us. Andrew Booth 1 lower down for me just because I was a little bit less realistic than you were. But of the guys who realistically can make it to 21, it's Nakobe Dean and then Andrew Booth for me. So we will.
Yeah, I think I see Dean a little bit differently than you do. I see him as a guy that people love. Like, so a team's going to fall in love with him and be like, this can be the middle of our defense for the next 10 years. The Chargers, for some reason, come to mind. They swung and missed.
He shouldn't have a shot at making it to 21. But all the reports are, I just saw one the other day that he's not even being considered as like a potential day 1 pick. Really,
I've made it
like he will go in the second round.
I've made it my philosophy that any report you hear in the last 3 weeks before the draft, throw out the window. I'm
with it, but it seems like this has been the case like all offseason. It feels like the season happened and everyone was like, Nakobe Dean is a monster, and then the season ended and they were like, oh yeah, the Nakobe Dean, like 3rd round pick, huh? Like he should be a 1st round pick. He should be, I would argue, should be a top 10 pick. Absolutely should be gone in the teens, but
yeah, we've had the conversation before. I think top 10 for any off-ball linebacker is dumb. That's just the way I look at kind of team building. But he's a teens like it's like Dante Hightower in that draft 2012, where teams kind of were scared off a little bit about the athleticism, but everybody knew he was going to be a solid piece. But he fell just because that's where linebackers were headed. I feel like the same thing's happening with Dean a little bit. Plus the depth at all the premier positions has pushed him back. But I still think somebody's going to go ahead and take him. It only takes one team.
Yeah. Keegan, by the way, the chat hates you for Trevor Penning.
I get it, guys. I wish I could say that, I wish I could defend it. I can't. He's a tackle. I think he's the top one that's going to be available. It was either him or Bernard Ryman, and I feel like I would have got shredded for Ryman. I like Penning a little bit better.
I think that Ryman is I think that Ryman would be more sellable than Penning at this point. I think Penning stock's at an all-time low right now.
So before we go into a rabbit hole about Trevor Penning, because no one wants to listen to that, but I think you have a better shot of a fallback plan with Penning, where if he doesn't end up being the tackle of the future, slide him into guard and he'll be a serviceable guard. You can find a way to get him on the field and he'll be serviceable for you. I think Ryman could blow up in somebody's face and
I would rather
bad tackle.
I would rather take Zion Johnson and just stick him at tackle just for funsies to see what happens than take Penning with the fallback at guard, personally. All right,
I get it.
Let's get into the big board. Chat, you are going to build a big board. We're going to have some input here, mostly in veto power. If you guys are going to be trying to slide someone in who is not a realistic choice here, we're going to be hitting the veto there. But you guys are going to have your say, so I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to pull up the Draft Network's big board rankings. So here's the deal. We're looking for the first. We're talking about picking at 21. We're not talking about trading up. We're not talking about, dream scenarios here. The first overall pick, you guys are allowed to go for a little bit of a pipe dream. That's what Keegan and I did with ours. Live a little with the first pick. The rest of them need to be guys that there's at least a 50-50 chance they're there at 21.
No Aiden Hutchinson's. Get over it.
It's not Oliver, no Derek Stingley. That is beyond. I would say if you're looking at the probable top 10 picks, Jameson Williams is the one I'd let you get away with. Sauce Gardner, I might let you get away with.
While the
chat
decides,
want Sauce Gardner for the Patriots, but
while the chat decides, I just wanted to Pat Lane, who will be on the show with us on Thursday, has convinced himself that Derek Stingley is going to be a Patriot. It's a blind love thing. The Chris Olave thing.
Oh my god, I would die. Derek Stingley. You talk about perfect Patriots. It's Derek Stingley. Yeah. That's if he hits free agency in a Darrelle Revis style, he's going to be a Patriot. I think
Absolutely.
that it's kind of interesting because a lot of times you look at top prospects and it's they'd be good anywhere, but it's not necessarily they feel like Patriots. There's multiple of these top 5, top 10 guys that just feel like Patriots. Like Ike Ekwonu, that feels like a Patriot. Derek Stingley feels like a Patriot.
Ike Ekwonu is Isaiah Wynn if all of Isaiah Wynn's deficiencies were gone. That's what Ike Ekwonu is. And it's wonderful. I love watching that guy play football. Absolutely. And we see it all the time, not necessarily with because they don't pay big money. So the guys who turn out in the first round picks who end up being good, they usually don't end up grabbing. But the guys who didn't quite pan out, they always end up in New England. Or the guy who's on the back half of his career and he's looking for a ring. This is back in the day, of course, but they always end up in New England. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Cooper, that's the example to me is they traded Chandler Jones for Jonathan Cooper because they're he was the 6th overall pick as a guard. Why not? Let's take him.
All right, chat, send in your nominations. Who do you want to be the first ranked player on your big board? We'll take our big board up for our top 5. So I would nominate Nakobe Dean. Keegan would nominate Jordan Davis here. And chat, you guys can either take one of those or you can look at someone on the board here. Andrew Booth, Jameson Williams, Ahmad Gardner, Devin Lloyd, Devontae Wyatt, whoever, Daxton Hill, Chris Olave. We have a Chris Olave in the chat, Keegan.
Correct. Oh, that's 2 Olaves.
We have that's kind of 2 Olaves.
It's 1.5, 1.33
Jordan
Olaves.
Davises. We have a
Booth
Booth
or
or
Olave,
Olave.
that's
We have
another
a
one.
Booth. We have another Booth or Olave. We have a Jordan Davis. We have 2 Jordan Davis, 2 Andrew Booths, and 2 Chris Olaves right now.
We've got 2.33 Chris Olaves. All
We
right,
got
now we got
Jordan
3
Davis.
Jordan
We got a
Davises.
Jordan. All right, Jordan Davis. It is. Jordan Davis is going to come in as number 1 pick. TDN does not like Jordan Davis very much.
They must have forgot he's the greatest athlete who ever lived.
Unless I passed him.
Just type his name in.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be like IDL 14. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Myron Tuasasogo or whatever his name is. It's gonna be number 1.
So I think the reasonable way to do this is just take the next most voted 4 players plus our big board and just let them pick there. Otherwise, we might end up here all night. So we got a bunch of Andrew Booth. We got a bunch of Chris Olaves. We got Nakobe Dean still on the board. Who was your second? It was Andrew Booth as well, right?
But yeah, mine was Booth.
Booth was your second. So, so I would say you guys can pick from Chris Olave, Nakobe Dean, Andrew Booth. We got some Jameson Williams in there late, so I'd let Jameson Williams come in here as well.
I need an explanation on this. I think so. Since we're doing 10 and me and you only did 5, I think Jameson Williams is a good why don't we throw 2 in there that are going to fall? Just because how many prospects can they really draft at 21?
So those would be the options, chat. Send your votes in. You got Jameson Williams, Andrew Booth, Chris Olave, or Nakobe Dean.
And since we have 10, if we see multiple, we're just going to start throwing them in there. Mm-hmm. If we see 3 Jordan Davises, 3 Olaves, 4 whatever, that's how we're going to do it.
My bank account needs Jameson Williams to not fall. We got a Jameson Williams. All right, we're going to call it. We're going to go Jameson Williams as the second slot here. So then third, we have Nakobe Dean, Chris Olave, who is your Andrew Booth. Those are going to be your options at 3 here. Yeah, I don't think Williams will fall either, but I think that's okay. We can dream a little bit.
He was the number 1 player on me and Spags' big board that dropped yesterday. Just NFL teams, man. We've talked about it. Speed usually overcomes whatever deficiency that comes with players, but that ACL, that's 4 or 5 Booths.
It's gonna be Booth here. So then we've got Chris Olave, we got Nakobe Dean, and then we've got oh my God, Keegan, we've got Trevor Penning in here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Booth was the resounding number 3 here. Biggest consensus that chat's had so far. So again, at 4, you guys can go Chris Olave. We got Dax Hill. We went off the board here. Dax Hill's to enter in the fray.
Certainly an option.
Trevor Penning, Chris Olave, Trevor Penning, Nakobe Dean, Dax Hill. What are we thinking, chat? We've only got a Dax Hill in here right now. Keep sending them in, chat. We got to get through this. We got a 7-round mock draft to still get to tonight.
Got an Olave.
Chris Olave, yeah.
That the more time goes by, I've just decided that, and I'm glad you guys are adding him to the board because I did my part in making him wide receiver 2. I think he has Los Angeles Chargers pick. What is it, 17?
He feels
written all over him.
That stretch where it's like Eagles, Saints, Chargers, Eagles, Saints, or something like that.
Yep.
I would be shocked if he makes it past that stretch. Yeah.
And the Chargers just feel so right. And while we're gonna talk about Olave a little more because I can't help myself, 5. Who do you guys have? Number 5.
We got Nakobe Dean, Dax Hill look like the 2 top options, but you guys feel free. We're starting to get low on the names that have been thrown out. So if you guys have new ones to come in, feel free to send them in. But looks like we'll be picking between Nakobe Dean and Daxton Hill here.
And I think it's very fitting that the player or the teams that we have represented Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, the only teams that have won national championships in the playoff era. It's ridiculous. College football sucks.
It does. Nakobe Dean looks like the pick here, so we're halfway through. So that's your top 5. That'll be going out on a graphic next to me and Keegan's tomorrow. So you got Jordan Davis, Jameson Williams, Andrew Booth, Chris Olave, and Nakobe Dean. That's a great top 5.
We got both of our baby boys on the back half. We got. I think me and you have agreed that Booth is like a slam dunk home run.
If he gets to 21, that is the most likely for sure answer.
And we got our sixth guy, Dax Hill.
We got Daxton Hills coming in at 6 here. So now we got a little bit of a board reset. These were pretty much all the names that have been thrown out so far. So we want to get like a Tyler Linderbaum in there, Devin Lloyd. I would say no to Charles Cross probably. Drake London, Trevor Penning, Zion Johnson. Any other wide receiver.
Those 3 tackles are all going to be gone in the first 10 picks.
Yeah, George Karlaftis. I'd throw out George Karlaftis at around this spot. It seems like there's a chance he's going to get there. I don't really understand why. Another one that I feel like should be probably in the top 15 in this type of draft. So we got a Kyer Elam. Yep. Don't think Lloyd's there at 21. If Nakobe Dean's there at 21, Devin Lloyd should be there at 21. I'll tell you that much. McDuffie to annoy Keegan. Chat's after you tonight, Keegan.
Is it because I have a hood on or something? Are we like? Am I not taking it seriously?
It's because the Red Sox stink right now, and you're representing them.
Sorry, guys. This is a sick hat, though. It's got the, where is it? 99 All-Star Game patch. It's dope. Yeah. That game was on the day I was born.
Love that.
Oh, the home run derby was the day I was born.
It is the bottom of the first, and they're not losing yet, so that's impressive.
Pavetta's in Canada. He's cooking right now. He's got the Canadian magic going.
I on the second game of the season, I tweeted out Smooch is going to have a great year, and he has been horseshit all year. So needs to make me stop looking stupid. All right, chat. What are we thinking here?
I mean, we've got Elam. I feel like Elam's the pick.
Yeah, we're going to go Elam. All right.
Yep. I feel like when we start talking, people forget to put their answers in, and then as soon as we say something, they're like, "Oh yeah, we got it."
Yeah, we got Elam on the board. All right, so a little bit of reset here. We got some interior: Kenyon Green, Tyler Linderbaum, Jalen Petrie.
Ryan said Petrie, and that counts.
Devin Lloyd.
We're counting that towards the.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. He'd probably be more like a trade down. We're in that range though, where you're probably starting to look at potential trade downs, but.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't all have to be picks at 21. We can if you want the last 2 to be second round pick possibilities, we can do that as well.
Traylon Burks.
Talk about a guy who's fell off the face of the
earth
after the combine.
Good, he's not very good. We got a Zion, then Petrie. What do we think, chat? Any objections to Zion Johnson here at 8? I'm all in on it. Going once, going twice. John Mechie, Jake Jackson. All right, we're going to go Zion here. We got Zion on the board at 8. Who we got for 9? We got 2 spots left. We can go David Ojabo, Drake London, Trevor Penning, Devin Lloyd still here. Burks a lock to Dallas. Jalen Petrie.
I want to pose a question to you
Traylon Burks.
While we're waiting.
Send in names while Keegan's asking.
Yeah, just start throwing names in, and we're going to fill out the rest of the bracket. Scroll up a little bit. I lost his name, so I lost my train of thought. But where is he? Oh, David Ojabo. So you just mentioned him. Your personal opinion, I know you didn't do a ton of early draft stuff. Before he got injured, where do you think he would have gotten picked? Do you think he was a top 15 pick, or do you think he was back half of the first round?
Probably back half of the first round.
See, that's okay. We had a conversation about this, me and a beautiful commenter at patspulpit.com, about I viewed him similarly to Odafe Owe, who was a guy who had like no production in college, was still learning the position, got drafted. Was he a second round pick? Back half of the first round? I thought he was a similar player. I just went on a tangent. All right, so let's fill in these.
Sorry, I was reading chat. Owe was a late first. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah. So late first.
Ravens took him late first. I think it was like 29.
I like Petrie, and
your opinion is the worst realistic selection. They can make it 21. Trevor Penning. That's the answer.
How many times have some?
I think Lloyd is the pick here. I think that's the consensus that we got in here. Ojabo going to be a better pro than Hutch if the Achilles works out. All right, we got 1 spot left. We got some interior offensive linemen, some wide receivers still on the board. Let's go. Trevor Penning is still on the board. George Karlaftis. I might honestly override you guys and say Karlaftis has to be the play here. Louis Sean, Boye Mafe, Kenneth Walker,
Yuck.
Christian Watson, Arnold, not pronouncing that, Logan Hall.
Arnold Ebiketti.
Logan Hall is picking up a lot of steam. I've liked what I've seen. I didn't actually watch him, but I've liked what I've seen of him on Twitter.
Logan Hall is such a tweener, and that's the only reason he's not like a slam dunk first round pick. It's because I don't think teams are going to know what to do with him. Yeah. But that guy's legit.
And Matt Araiza, yeah, Dark Blue Gold's got the move. I don't even think that they have. They don't even have Matt Araiza in this.
This is laziness on the part of TDN.
Absolutely.
Top 100
no
prospect.
Punters. Come on, get out of here.
Goblin Logan Hall.
Everyone, Logan Hall's the only one that's been thrown out. I'll give it about 15 more seconds here for another name.
I love it.
We do have a Penning. We have a Penning and a Logan Hall. I refuse to take Penning here.
I'm sorry, guys.
We got a Karlaftis last minute. All right, tiebreaker, Logan Hall. We got Karlaftis. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, Karlaftis is going to build it out for us. So, chat, your big board is Jordan Davis, Jameson Williams, Andrew Booth Jr., Chris Olave, Nakobe Dean, Daxton Hill, Kyer Elam, Zion Johnson, Devin Lloyd, George Karlaftis. Love that. Love it. I think that's a great
solid.
Great job, chat. I kind of wish that I had Karlaftis in my top 5. I think he might be 6 for me.
Okay. Where did the Karlaftis love come from? I want to hear it.
I didn't get to him when so behind the scenes we did these big boards. What was it, like before last week's show? We did them pretty early.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago.
I was still kind of getting through with people, and Karlaftis came up late for me. And it's not really a love for him. I just think that he's good. I think he'll be a solid pro, and I don't.
Trey Flowers.
Right. I don't see. He was like a potential top 10 guy, and now he's like a late first. I don't really understand why he fell in this type of class.
We get more and more every year.
Yeah, I think he's just good. And I would take him in like the 10 to 15 range without question. So at 21,
by the way,
Nicky little brother.
Before we move on, Nicholas Petit Frere is legitimately built to be a Patriot. I did the math on it. So I know
we talked about it. We talked about it week 1. You cannot be an NFL offensive lineman and have the last name that literally means little brother. Which can't happen.
But he
can't happen.
All right, when they draft
Nicky little brother, offensive tackle, all pro offensive tackle, Nicky little brother. You're telling me that's going to happen?
Aiden Hutchinson went to Little Brother, and he's going to be the first overall pick. So I don't want to hear it.
That's like, what's that dude? What's that wide receiver? Daubs? Yeah, Romeo Dubes. Like, people like it. You're not going to be a pro wide receiver with the last name Dubes.
NPF is NPF. It's like NPH. It's a legit nickname.
Nope. Can't be. All right, Keegan, you get this down so that we can get the graphic going.
Yeah, I got it. You're good.
All right, cool. All right, it is mock draft time, folks. So here's the deal: we are going to be 7-round mock draft. We are only picking for the Patriots. We'll group pick this. We'll workshop it together. I will say I'm going to take a bit of a lead on the first round pick because I was the only one that didn't get to do it in the past few weeks. I will listen. I will be
selfish,
nice.
Ryan Kieran.
Yeah, I will be nice. I will listen, but I think I'm taking over final say in the first round, and then you guys can have at it for the rest of the draft. I think we'll be looking at trades. I think I'm just going to set it now. We're not going to trade up in the first round because that's not going to happen on Thursday night, and which I just sealed the fate that it will happen. But so we'll look at 21. We'll look at potential trade downs. We'll look at making a pick, and we'll see how it goes. I have it set to like medium slow early on, and then we'll speed it up as we get later. So let's start it up here. Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker. I'm not going to list all these as they go. It's going to be a little too fast. But Trent McDuffie went 9 to the Seahawks. That's disgusting.
That's
we lost out on Andrew Booth.
Gross.
We lost out on Chris Olave. Lost out on Karlaftis, Devin Lloyd, Jameson Williams. Stingley obviously went. Jets took Sauce and Charles Cross.
That's solid. I like that.
Garrett Wilson.
I know you probably feel differently, but
yeah, I don't. I was telling Ryan Jackson, our pal, earlier today. The more I think about it, the less I get the Sauce top 10 type talk. But yeah,
no longer our pal. He's trying to cancel me in the comments right now. Your
I like Charles Cross at 10 a lot. Though.
All right. Charles Cross, I think, is the number 2 tackle. I have Evan Neal at 3. I think that's ridiculous.
I think that they're all pretty much right in the mix. I don't really have an interest in arguing any of them over the other because I think they're all right there.
I know you're going to pull rank, and I know what you're going to do here, but Zion Johnson is my nomination.
Okay. Obviously, I would go Nakobe Dean here. I do want to keep it somewhat realistic, and I don't think in my heart of hearts that they would go Nakobe. But I also really don't see a whole lot here. And I also realistically don't think that they're going to have a great trade back opportunity.
Why don't we look at the offers?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. We're not going to build offers. Yeah. We'll see what we'll only take what's suggested to us.
Right. I like that. If you just click on the Titans, it'll show you the 3 suggestions.
Oh, okay. All right. So we could get 26, 37, or 51 are the interested teams. That'd be the next picks we get. I would think if you're trading with the Eagles at 51, you're probably looking at like a next year pick instead. Like you get there next year first, which I don't think they would do because they have multiple firsts next year, but they wouldn't. Their whole thing is that they want to keep those picks. They've already talked about that. So I would say 26 or 37 would be our options here. Otherwise, we could take a player.
I like 26. You don't want to move too far back. This is a mock draft. Let's have some fun.
We're looking at 26, and we'll trade 21. This trade's lopsided. Your team owner will veto it. Titans don't pick again until 90. That makes this kind of tough.
Oh, it's gross.
Yeah. That's probably what they. I don't see them doing this. I don't see them giving up.
I don't see the Patriots doing it. Why don't we look at the 37 offer?
Yeah, let's look at 37 here. We got 37. It'd be like 37, 68, 107.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the good old Rich Hill. Rich Hill just updated his draft chart today, literally today. So let's pull that up for him. Rich Hill. I don't know Rich Hill's ad anymore, apparently.
At Rich Hill _PP. Is that right? Sounds right. While Ryan's looking for that, don't understand the Travis Jones love in the first round. That's like if no one was willing to take Barmore in the first round last year, he's not getting taken in the first round.
PP _Rich Hill.
Damn.
I don't get any Connecticut prospect in the first round. That feels like a mistake, no matter who it is.
They literally lost to UMass. You can't be a first round pick if you lost to UMass. I was there. It was a horrendous football game.
All right, so 21 is worth. I'll pull it up over here. 21 is worth 175 points. We'll round up. 37 and 68. 37 is worth 102.5, and 68 is worth, where are we at? 57. So that gets us again like you're 160. Up. Yeah, you're up still, and then we so 107 would be a little too much. So it'd probably be something like 170.
Yep.
So you're dropping 16 picks. You're dropping out of the first round altogether. Again, let's look at the board before we send it. You have Linderbaum. Dean's probably going to be gone. Johnson's probably going to be gone. Pickens has a good chance to be gone. I'd say Elam and Petrie have good chances to be gone.
I think you're going to get one of those three. We're going to end up with Trevor Penning as our first pick. And I can't
it's going to be like Penning, Chanel maybe, Kenyon Green maybe.
And you guys are in on this too. So if you don't like any trades, we won't trade out.
Right. Also, that was a good. Yeah, we just traded 170 to them.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So what do we think? We stick him to making a pick here, which would probably we'd be fighting it out between Nakobe Dean and Zion Johnson, or are we trading back?
We gotta. I just take Dean here.
Yep. We'd pick Jermaine Johnson. I hope that the Jets take him at 10. That would be my ideal outcome. Like Sauce and Jermaine Johnson, 4 and 10. That'd be my ideal outcome.
I don't get the Jermaine Johnson hype. Smooch is just shoving right now, by the way.
Love it.
Curveball's working.
All right, we have picks. We have a Dean pick and an I'd pick. What are we thinking? We going to Kobe Dean here?
I'll allow a Nakobe Dean pick. I'll allow it.
Matt would make the trade. I would make the Dean pick here. Keegan, what would you do? You would take Zion over a trade?
I'd take Zion. Zion.
We have 2 trades. Oh, we have 3 trades. I should have cut this off faster. It looks like we're making a trade, folks.
I don't like that.
Looks like we're making a trade, folks. We're gonna go to Houston. I mean, 37, 68, and 107.
170.
Oh yeah,
not 107.
Yep. Thank you. We could get fun with it and try to do like 107 and a later pick back, but we'll just do this one.
Yeah.
All right. Hurts my heart. All right. So the Texans are on the clock. I'm going to slow this down right now because I would like to look at potentially trading back up from 37 here. I feel like that's something that might be in the realm of possibility now that you've picked up the extra picks. Probably not until beginning of round 2, but maybe we get to a couple picks. Let's see who goes. Nakobe Dean went at 21. That hurts.
That's who they wanted.
Jermaine Johnson, Linderbaum, Zion Johnson's gone. That's a good pick for the Cowboys. Tyler Smith is gone. Trevor Penning's gone. Thank God. Bernard Ryman, Jackson Hill is gone. That was someone that we wanted there. Still not pronouncing it. Kyrie Elam's gone.
That's tough.
Pickens is gone.
That's what I wanted.
Louis Cian's gone. Let's pause here.
Let's look at the board.
Can we not look at the board when we don't have the pick? That's stupid.
That's trash.
All right, let's look at who's gone though. We lost Nakobe Dean, who was a big target. Zion was a target. Penning was a reluctant target. Jackson Hill was a target. Kyrie Elam was a target. Pickens was a target. Cian was probably not a target, but a little underrated option there. So just trying to think through who might still be there.
Petrie is the player that comes to mind.
Right? Yeah, Petrie is the big one coming to mind right now. Kyler Gordon would still be there.
Oh, I love the idea of just 2 versatile DBs.
I think we let this ride. I think we let it ride.
Yeah, it's 4 picks. Who cares?
Yeah. Logan Hall might be a decent target here too.
Yep. DeMarvin Leal, my boy.
David Ojabo went. That's a good second-round pick for the Jaguars. Kenyon Green
that's tough.
Target.
Yeah.
Sky Moore and Traylon Burks, beautiful. Get them out of here. I didn't want to have to hear shit about them from chat. All right, we got Jalen Petrie on the board. We got Drake Jackson on the board. Josh Pascal on the board. Quay Walker on the board. Quay Walker might be my pick here.
Okay.
I
like Petrie a little bit better.
I'm gonna keep scrolling here. Jahan Dotson. I didn't actually get to him, but I think I'm kind of out on him. Kyler Gordon. My votes would be probably Quay Walker, Kyler Gordon.
I like
Jalen Petrie in that order.
The chat likes Walker. Why don't we go Walker and then try to hope for Gordon to be there? Petrie will be gone, but Gordon might be there at their next pick.
Yeah, so our next pick is now at 54, so we have 2 seconds now. Yeah, I think Quay Walker's a good pick here.
I like it.
And that he's more of a prototypical Patriot. I'm going to pause the draft just to talk about this a little bit. He's more of like if you're looking at him versus Nakobe Dean, I could see them liking Walker more because he's got that size that they typically like. He needs to be refined a little bit, but they technically don't have Dante Hightower right now, I suppose. But they, in theory, will have the veterans, to ease him in.
If they're looking for a guy to kind of replace that Van Noy role, not early on, obviously, he's not going to do all of that stuff, but just athletically, I think Walker is the perfect
in theory, long term, him and Uche next to each other would be a lot of fun, but we'll see how they even feel about Uche this season.
Right.
So
I made that mistake last year.
I like this pick a lot. I think that's what would you instant reaction grade that, Keegan? I'll let this roll again.
Since
Kyler
we
Gordon
traded back and we ended up getting
Petrie
kind of boned.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting boned on the trade back. I'd say like a B, just because I feel like there could have been a better pick, but
I probably would have rather taken someone else. Yeah, I would agree with that. This was a rough little stretch here. We lost Kyler Gordon at 41. We lost Jahan Dotson. We lost Jalen Petrie. We lost Drake Jackson. We lost Josh Pascal. We lost Christian Walker. We lost Jaquan Brisker, who's someone we really haven't talked about. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on Brisker?
He's like safety 4 for me. He's just
I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's fine. The fact that they had Seattle taking both Washington corners is some sort of glitch going on. That's got to fix that.
I like Cam Taylor-Britt here.
Yeah.
I like Logan Hall here.
I think Logan Hall's the pick. I'm surprised.
Those would be my
he's still
two.
there.
I think Logan Hall. I like Logan Hall as a player better.
Yep.
I think Cam Taylor-Britt is a bigger need. I also like Sawyer. I was just gonna. Good call from Oliver here. I like Sawyer a lot too. Those would be the three I'd nominate. I
like
think you
Parham,
could
too.
possibly get Mechie at 68, and I am not. Again, I don't subscribe to the need at wide receiver. Let's take a look at what the trades are just to see. 78 and 79. That doesn't do anything for me here. Like you're dropping below what your next pick would be there. So I'm all set on either of those. We got Sawyer votes. We have a Cam Taylor-Britt vote. Is McCreary still on the board? Yeah, McCreary's still on the board. We have a McCreary vote. What's your official pick here, Keegan? Logan Hall.
Logan Hall's mine, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to officially submit Cam Taylor-Britt.
Okay, and then Sawyer's obviously the chat vote right now.
Yeah, we got two Sawyers. We've got a Cam Taylor-Britt. We've got a McCreary. We got two McCrearys, and we've got a Mechie. So it looks like we're going to try to break a tie between McCreary, Sawyer, and Cam Taylor-Britt. So if you did not vote for one of those three, go ahead and pick one of those three right now for me. And we'll take the next vote that comes in. And if nothing comes in, Keegan, you'll be the tiebreaker here.
Okay.
We got a Cam.
I like Cam Taylor-Britt too.
That was the same vote, but we'll go Cam Taylor-Britt. Keep it moving here. So we get Cam Taylor-Britt. McCreary is the next pick. DeMarvin Leal we didn't talk about there, but I think Logan Hall is just better. He goes to the Chiefs. Yep. And now we are on the board with the fourth pick of the third round.
Is Hall still available?
No, he went to the Chiefs.
Okay.
Chiefs stolen a couple Patriots targets here. I think they were the ones that got Elam too, and they took Arnold, 29. Solid little draft for them. Marcus Jones is on the board here. He's been linked. Dylan Parham's been linked. I think Sawyer.
He just took a corner.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Sawyer's probably got to be the guy here, right? After we just almost took him at 58.
I like Parham too, just because it fills a more immediate need. But you know,
you try and Sawyer at tackle, or are you just moving him right to guard? I think I'd move him.
Year one, he's a guard. Yeah, year one. Obviously any player you're gonna want to get a look at them at tackle, and the Patriots do that anyways with any offensive lineman they draft. They play everywhere, so I think Sawyer's the pick.
Yeah, I think that's a great first three picks. Let's look at the trade. You would drop down to 76, and the best you could do is come away with 100, which they probably wouldn't do. So I think Sawyer's the pick here.
Like it.
Good draft. Christian Harris just went that. If we didn't go Quay Walker earlier, that would have been a good pick for the Patriots. Alec Pierce is gone. Parham
linebacker, cornerback, guard, tackle. I think the three biggest needs, in my opinion.
We checked them off. I would agree. So we got Quay Walker, we got Cam Taylor-Britt, and we've got Jamari Sawyer. Trade down did net Quay Walker. Okay, so let's do a little poll before we look at 85 here. So the trade ended up being Nakobe Dean for Quay Walker and Jamari Sawyer. All a full Georgia trade. As much as I love Nakobe Dean, I kind of like that trade for the Patriots.
I don't hate it.
I'd probably come out neutral just because I like Nakobe Dean so much. But
to appease the chat, I feel like we should look at the wide receivers.
Yeah, this is probably where I'd want them to start looking at the wide receivers too. I feel like
they're going to draft an edge. Just get over it. They're going to, so we should look at those as well.
We got Kyle Phillips.
What a disgusting
Danny. Khalil. I think that we would be looking once we get into like this range. This is Dubs to Wandale range. I like Wandale a little bit. Justin Ross. I also wouldn't hate them taking Justin Ross at this point.
Yeah, but that's a 5th round pick, you know.
No, I would take him here.
You would take him here?
What he did as a freshman, I would take him late day 3.
But also, you know, are you going to draft a punter first overall? No. Play the board.
completely different things. Justin Ross was a menace, and then he was hurt, and then Clemson fell apart. I would take him late day. People were talking top 5 like after as a freshman. I would take him late day too. Absolutely. I have no clue how to pronounce Dobbs.
It's Dubs. It's Romeo Dubs. And
all right.
We saw the thing today where they met with him 3 times. I think all 3 of those, if I'm not mistaken, at least 2 of them, and I think their top 30 visit with him as well, were before the Devontae Parker trade. Yeah. I think that kind of killed any idea that was actually going to happen.
Let's all right. So what are we thinking here? This is where we start to get to names that I'm not super familiar with, so I will let you guys take the lead.
Did we look at edge?
Yeah, let's look at the edge specifically.
Yeah, D'Angelo Malone's an option. The rest of the guys kind of don't do it for me.
Okay, and then let's look at DT. I think that'd be another spot that they can look in here. We have no trade interests here, so we're not going to be making any trades.
Neil Farrell, it's just like the value's not there for a true nose tackle at 85. Like,
you didn't like when they took what was Buddy from NC State's name?
Vincent Valentine.
Yeah, Vincent Valentine. You didn't like that pick?
I didn't. No. What else? Like,
look at the quarterback.
Bailey Zappi played against him in high school. Gotta say it.
See, this is tough because I feel like we've hit the needs, and wide receiver would be the next one, but the value's not there. So I'd be good with going to D'Angelo Malone. I trust you there. What do you guys think? Running backs do have to be considered. Let's take a quick look at the running backs. I would agree
Damien Pierce, a
James
member
Cook
of the.
I'd be in on. I like Pierre Strong a lot. That's my one like small school guy that I actually watched. I'm in on Pierre Strong, not here, but just in general.
Kellen Diesch stinks. YKBS.
I would take both of the Georgia running backs.
I think Cook, if you're looking for like fill a long-term need, Cook's the pick. Damien Pierce is what they traditionally like. I did an article, 6 players who fit what the Patriots look for. He's one of them. He tests out very similarly to Damian Harris, if you're interested in that sort of thing.
All right. Also named Damien, so you got 2 for 2 there. All right, what do we think? We going Dominique Robinson? Or no,
D'Angelo Malone.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I had the small school edges.
I think if you take Malone here, one of the running backs that we talked about will be available, and then we can start talking about
that was what I was thinking as well. And then we look at like running. All right, let's go D'Angelo Malone here. Then I don't think there's Wandale just went. Khalil Shakir just went. That's tough. Looks like we misplayed the wide receivers a little bit here.
It sucks for Shakir. Wandale's
let's pause here. Let's pause here. David Bell just went.
Gross. What a terrible pick.
Lost Khalil Shakir. Lost Wandale. Damien Pierce went. James Cook went.
Yikes.
Is this where you look at maybe making a trade up? This was the pick you had that you traded to the Texans.
No, 170 was that pick.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. This was the pick that
I would like to be able to see the players that I want to trade for.
This is ridiculous.
If you click up above the speed bar, that big board, is that?
We can. I think it's just their big board, but we can try to scroll down through it. Let's. I think you can make this. Yeah, I don't either, but go listen. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. All right. You're still about 20 picks away. What do we think? Kyle Phillips is the top wide receiver on the board right now. Thank you, Team Crazy Matt. You are right there.
They're not going to trade up for a slot receiver.
There was one more in that list. There were 4 names. It was Shakir, Wandale, David Bell, and then there was one more name in a group of 4 that I highlighted. It was Justin. No, he was just below them actually. Oh. But there was one more below Kyle Phillips.
Dubs.
It was Dubs. Yeah, it was Dubs. All right. I like sitting here and then maybe taking Justin Ross. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Jelani Woods went. Isaiah Spiller went. Rashad White. Dubs just went. Zamir White just went. Oh, that hurts. That
Sniped.
hurts. Justin Ross sniped by the Raiders.
That's tough.
That
Hate to see it.
hurts. All right, let's look. That sucks. I would be angry just trading out here just because of that. Kyle Phillips, Kevin Austin Jr. are the next two wide receivers available. Bo Melton, probably high for him. Velus Jones, high for him as well.
Unfortunately, we can't do that because he got picked one pick before our pick. Sorry, pal.
One pick before. That would have been a no-brainer here for me. Let's look at who's on the board at running back. You got Pierre Strong. I would consider Pierre Strong here. I wouldn't hate it. Brian Robinson's going to be available in a little bit coming up. I don't know anything about either of these wide receivers. Keegan, do you have any takes there?
Kyle Phillips is just a slot receiver. I like Kevin Austin. Trying to figure out whether or not his drop problems were on the quarterback or him or not. That's tough for me because he played with Jack Cohn, who's like
you like him? Would you like him outside of drop problems?
Yes, I would.
All right, I think I do not care about drops.
Okay, yeah, he's an outside guy. He plays all over the place, but he's an outside guy who doesn't really play vertically. It's like underneath deals, you know.
Ryan Jackson's losing his mind right now. Pick Kyron, you goofs. It's gonna happen.
I like Bo Melton over all these other wide receivers, to be honest.
Bo Melton over all of them. What do you think about a Pierre? What do you think about a Pierre Strong here?
I like it. I like Kyron too. I think Kyron, the fact that his 40 was so slow is tough, but good player.
Wait for Bo. All right, we're gonna take Pierre Strong here. I'm gonna executive decide this. We're gonna go Pierre Strong.
Pierre Strong, something that I learned from watching him. I think he's the best pass blocker in the class, or
perfect.
Of not the top options, like the top three.
Right, like in this range, yeah. Right. Bo Melton went. That's tough. We have misplayed this wide receiver class. So this is what we're looking at wide receiver here. Josh Johnson.
Slade Bolden, 7th round. That's what we're looking at right now.
Velus Jones.
Velus Jones is that's a special teamer who might contribute on offense. Like he reminds me of Josh Palmer a little bit in terms of what he does offensively, but he's also a really good special teamer.
Mm-hmm.
But the Josh Palmer situation didn't really work out for the Chargers.
Could we see them doubling up on corners potentially?
I mean, we both clicked at the same time. Come to the boys for the most realistic mock drafts you can
Absolutely.
find.
I do not think wide receivers in need at all. Justin Ross is the one that I would want them taking a shot on. So if you get sniped from the Raiders for Justin Ross, I'm okay with passing on him.
I like Team Crazy Matt mentioned him. He's a guy I've talked about in the past. Charleston Rambo, who was best wide receiver in the Big 12 before he transferred from Oklahoma, and then kind of fell off a little bit at Miami because he was playing with a quarterback who shouldn't be playing quarterback. So that was an option. It will be an option.
It'd also be nice if
Jason
to
Poe.
See our draft to this point.
Love Jason Poe. I will say PFF. Come on, dude. Yeah. What are we doing?
We went PFF because of the free trades, but I think the Draft Network has them beat here for mock draft simulators. All right, so what are we thinking here? I'll let you and/or chat dictate this one.
The punter.
Punter?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Matt Araiza, pick 158. What do we think, folks?
It's what they do. They got rid of Ryan Allen after he should have been the Super Bowl MVP. Their former All-Pro punter's coming up in a contract year. They could probably get a pick for him if they want to trade him after drafting this guy. Do it.
Chat's not in. Chat's not in on it.
Too bad. Cowards.
Jason Poe. We had Jason Poe.
This is not supposed to be a chat mock. This is a collective effort.
Team Crazy Matt's loyal. He was I'm going to give Team Crazy Matt a pick here because he was loyal. He's a loyal watcher. He came on the show. He won. I believe he won, right?
No, I beat him.
Oh, you did beat him. Sorry, he put up a valiant effort. I'm going to give him Jason Poe here.
I like Jason Poe. I'm not mad at it.
Grant Calcaterra just went. All right,
It's a great name.
170. It isn't a great name, especially for a tight end. All right, punter time.
That's
Velus
right,
Jones Jr. time.
That's right.
Keegan did beat everyone.
Punter
time.
I think
Velus Jones.
I might pull rank. We're gonna go
gone?
Velus Jones and then the punter.
Nope, Jones is gone. He went next pick.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Next pick after
Pope. The Patriots would never draft Bailey Zappi in the history of football. It's just not their kind of quarterback.
We traded for 170. We traded back in the first round and we got 170.
Come on, Pat.
Late listener. Late comer to the show.
Fucking Pat. What do you have, kids or something?
Yeah, come on.
We should look at corner.
I was gonna say I have no clue who this dude is, but doubling up on corner at this point. Yeah.
Joshua Williams has the longest arms in the history of football. Unbelievable.
Darion Kendrick. I would take Darion Kendrick here. Give me a Georgia defensive player.
And if we want to go realistic, Jack Jones is a guy they've met with twice. So I think those are three solid options that we can pick between.
Chase Lucas is another. Chase Lucas is another one though. I was seeing Arizona State reminded me that they've looked at Chase Lucas a lot too.
Yeah, they hosted, I believe, Jack Jones on a top 30, and then they went down to Arizona State to work both Lucas and Jones out privately. So there's something about Antonio Pierce's defense that they like.
I'm good with Williams. My pick would be Kendrick here, just because give me Georgia defense.
Yeah, I like Williams. I'm gonna put my hat in the Williams ring.
All right, let's go with Williams then.
Now take the punter.
We're into the 6th round.
Punter territory.
We were requested.
How many picks do we have remaining? Do we know? 3?
We have 4.
4? Okay.
Gonna be a big class. We have a trade interest here with the Jaguars. 5. I can't imagine they would actually do that. 5 picks in the 6th round. Punter will be on the board. We got a request to look at the nose tackle. So let's look at the D line here. I couldn't tell you anything about
Noah Ellis.
You got to tell me who of these is even nose tackles.
Noah Ellis, Marquand McCall. Those are the 2 nose tackles that I see.
All right.
Noah Ellis.
It looks like Chat's on board with the punter at this point. Dicker the kicker.
I don't like the way YKBS is giving me attitude right now. Come on. It's supposed to be fun, guys.
This is a brutal night for Keegan. Keegan's getting roasted.
It's been tough.
All right, we're going Matt Araiza. It's punter time. Give me the 80-yard punter.
Let's do it. I think DT is the next option here, or the next place we should look.
Yeah, let's take a look again. See who's still here.
His nickname's the Punt God. Why would you not want that guy on your roster?
Curtis Brooks, Noah Ellis, Marquand McCall.
Think of the T-shirts.
You like Ellis or McCall better if you had to pick here?
I think Ellis is better. I think McCall fits what they like.
All right.
If that makes sense. Ellis is he's like a slasher. He's going to penetrate. McCall is just a 2-gap, put him in the middle.
All right. So let's say we take McCall if it's the defensive line. If we go defensive line, let's look at the wide receivers. See who's here. We got
Rambo. You'll be able to get in your next pick.
Yeah, we got Rambo. Yeah, we pick again 10 picks too. So Slade Bolden's on the board.
We got 5 McCalls.
5 McCalls. All right, let's go McCall, and then we'll look at wide receiver again with the next pick.
Give me Rambo. Come on.
I was gonna say Rambo just went. Watch Slade Bolden go here too. We're getting sniped left and right at wide receiver here.
I think we got to go for a guy.
We got to go for a guy that isn't Slade Bolden.
No, I'm saying we got to draft a wide receiver.
I feel like it's a meme at this point. We just don't. Brian would lose his mind. It'd be hilarious. Is there any other position that we want to be targeting here? I feel like at this point they're just going best player available. I could see them taking an Alabama edge at this point. Like
Chris Allen.
Yeah.
Such a just basic name.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
He's either a Hall of Famer or he does nothing.
Let's I'm gonna play into the meme. Let's take Chris Allen here, and then we're gonna take wide receiver last, and we'll see if Slade Bolden gets sniped from us.
He will.
All right, let's do it.
Chris Allen, somebody that none of us have ever watched play football.
Yep.
The corner of our eyes, we've seen him. Yeah.
Just no Slade.
No
Josh
clue who he
Johnson's
is.
gone. Yeah. Bubba Bolden's gone. Another elite name. We did not get sniped for Slade. It has to be Slade, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Slade.
Has to be Slade. Chat, has to be Slade.
You can't draft one Georgia player without drafting multiple Alabama players. It's just a rule.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I think it has to be Slade. Let's get out of here. We're right at the hour. We can get out on time. We'll get out of here.
Take
And
the
we'll finish
Brown
up the
quarterback.
draft.
If you can't remember his name, we're not taking him.
All right, we're getting a grade, folks. Let's see how we do. A B for the trade. Did we get an overall grade? Overall grade was a B. Clay Walker.
Can you try to get everything? Sorry, can you just try to get everything?
Yeah, I'll zoom out in a second. Let me hit the recap real quick. So we got a B for the trade. We traded 21 for 37, 68, and 170. We took Quay Walker at 37. Cam Taylor-Britt was the pick at 54. Jamari Sawyer was the pick at 68. D'Angelo Malone at 85. Pierre Strong at 127. Jason Poe, 158. They hated that. Josh Williams at 170. They hated that. Matt Arise at 183. They hated that. Marco McCall at 200. They hated. And then they liked the Alabama picks at the end here. Chris Allen and then Slade Bolden.
If I can trash PFF for a second, they hated all the players from schools that they don't know about, but the schools of that people actually watch, they loved. So I wonder how they grade their picks.
Sounds about right. All right, I'll zoom out a little bit here and see if we can get the whole thing in here.
All right, perfect. You know what? I'll say it. I think it was a solid B draft. I think they got the overall grade right.
I might go B plus because I like Sawyer. I think getting Sawyer at 68 is the pick at the draft there.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I think that really tied the first three picks together. I think that trading down there with some of the names that we lost going from 21 to 37 hurt. But Quay Walker making it and then being able to come away with multiple options at corner that we liked, and then Sawyer still being there at 68 when we were considering him at 54. I think that pulled everything together.
Yeah, you get a day one starter in round 3. Taylor Britt's going to compete for a starting job. Quay Walker is going to have a role. Pierre Strong, like all their running backs have roles no matter what. Another starter in Matt Ariza, but I'm a fan. I think that we did a solid job. We did a very Patriots job of just, filling needs and going with upside.
I agree. That pick really tied the. Look at our handsome pal. Look at that face.
Can't wait to see him on Thursday.
Absolutely. All right, that's gonna do it. I think this will give us the first round. So here's how the first round played out: Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, Ahmad Gardner, Evan Neal, Ike Ekwonu, Derek Stingley. Again, the Giants just have a cheat code here. If they can get one of those tackles and then Stingley, absolute cheat code. Or Hamilton to the Falcons. Trent McDuffie, the reach of the first round to Seattle. Charles Cross to the Jets. Drake London, Jameson Williams, George Karlaftis, Devin Lloyd, Garrett Wilson, Malik Willis, Andrew Booth to the Chargers. Jordan Davis to the Eagles. Chris Olave to the Saints. Devontae Wyatt. Nakobe Dean was taken with the pick that we traded out of by the Texans. Jermaine Johnson at 22. Tyler Linderbaum is like a perfect Cardinals pick. Zion Johnson's like a perfect Cowboys pick. Tyler Smith, Trevor Penning, Bernard Ryman caps off a run of 5 offensive linemen in a row. Dax Hill, 28 to the Packers. Arnold, give it to me one more time.
Ebiketie
at 29. Kaiir Elam, that hurt a little bit at 30. George Pickens, that hurt a little bit at 31. We've seen rounds out the first round. And then again, we get Quay Walker at 37.
Booth and Elam hurt.
Yeah,
those hurt.
I mean, Booth didn't make it to 21, but I really don't expect him to. That's what I'll be crossing my fingers for as we get into the teens, though, if he's still on the board.
Yeah. We got him in the first 2 mocks too, so we got a new player every time. I'm happy with it.
We got him in one of the 2 mocks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got Elam too, so it's all right.
That's what I'm saying. We got one of
Gotcha.
each, so.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's going to do it. We will be back on Thursday with the live show. It'll be me. It'll be Keegan. It'll be Pat Lane. Maybe a little late to the party because he's got kids and his dad and all that. But Pat Lane will be there. Brian Phillips will be there. We have a few guests. I'm not going to announce yet as we get them confirmed. Some might be hanging out for a while. Some might be doing a guest spot. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we'll be live at 7:30. The draft starts at 8, and we'll be taking you through picks 1 through 32. We'll be talking all night, just hanging out. It'll be a fun time. So wherever you're watching right now, it'll be there. We'll be on Twitch. We'll be on YouTube. Pat's _Pulpit on Twitch. Pat's Pulpit with no underscore on YouTube. It'll be streaming on Twitter as well. So just come hang out, have some food, have some drinks, have a good time, hang out with us on Thursday night. Keegan, I'll see you Thursday. Chad, I'll see you Thursday. Otherwise, have a great night, guys.
See you.